Now, they say trust your gut, but what if it's trying to tell you more than just what's for dinner or what you had for lunch? Joining us are Laura Johnston, CEO of PHYTOCEUTICS and Integrative Nutritional Health Coach, and then Dr. Michele Vanzaghi, medical doctor, aesthetics expert, good friend of the show, and testicular cancer survivor, to explore the surprising connections between gut health, immunity and glowing skin. Yes, it is one system. So good to have both of you here. Michele, great to see you. I love oversimplifying your journey, buddy. Hey, just in 3 sentences, I summed up your life there, bro. You've had an incredible journey. Maybe from your perspective, can you sum up as best you can in this short time what stood out in your journey for you?
So I think because we're speaking about the nutraceutics world and the world of health and preventative health, my journey, one of the most striking things is probably just my fight or my win against cancer.
Yeah.
And as a medical doctor, you know, understanding what's actually happening inside your body and what's contributed towards that diagnosis, and working in an environment of health, and then, you know, being the doctor and then transitioning to the patient has given me such amazing perspective about health and what we need to do as human beings. So as doctors, we learn everything about reactive medicine, how to treat disease, but I've now seen how we need to be proactive and we need to prevent disease. And being in remission, there's so much more to health than just, you know, taking medication. And I think what we're going to speak about today ties so nicely into that.
And the body is an amazing thing, as you have proven. If you give it the strength and the tools, it will do amazing things. Yeah. I think what I'm loving the most about this current medical frontier, the connection between inflammation, the gut, these connections seem to be coming to the fore. Have you explored this in your space, and what's been a big kind of light bulb moment for you?
So you mentioned aesthetic expert. So I'm working in aesthetic medicine, which ties together cosmetics, aesthetics, functional, integrative health. And what I realized about treating in specific pigmentation is that there's such a massive link between what's happening on a cellular level and what we see. So I've had this visual representation of health on a cellular level and what's visible to the outside. So that's just a really nice way to explain to people that what's happening inside our body, inside our gut, at a cellular functional level is affecting our health.
It manifests.
So absolutely.
It really does manifest. Now it becomes so much more important about what we put in, and we know that no 2 supplements are created equal, unless I suppose they're within your basket. But I suppose we are constantly working off economy, what's accessible, what we perceive to be good value, but maybe you can kind of make it clear for us the difference between just getting a supplement for the sake of ticking that box and spending the money on a supplement that you know is going to offer exactly what it says.
I think consumers are becoming more educated and they're really researching ingredients and quality themselves. But, you know, there's really 3 things that you need to look for. So it's clinically studied products or ingredients. You know, are there human studies behind it and its efficacy? Dosage, incredibly important. So you can go for a cheap supplement which has a very low dose of something, but then when you're taking 6 capsules in order for it to be therapeutic, you may as well go for a higher dose product that's potentially more expensive. And then also bioavailability is incredibly important. So can your body actually absorb it? Is it a small enough molecule? Is it in a liposomal sheath to help with absorption and it doesn't get degraded by you know, your digestive system? I think also it's quality over quantity. So less is more. Rather focus on things that you really think your body needs and take less than just, you know, covering the full spectrum.
This has been a lifelong journey for you in this space. To get to one product that you are happy with, that you know is going to be effective, what does that take?
Oh, it's hours of research. You know, we scour the entire world looking for the best quality ingredient and then, you know, getting multiple sources of information to decide, is this exactly what is going to make a difference in our consumers' lives?
I love this notion of the system and all working within that notion. Have you noticed, or maybe you can expand on that kind of axis, that gut connection to our immune system, to the other areas, right down to what appears on our skin? Maybe break down that connection a bit more for us.
So I think Laura's mentioned, like you can hear in the way that she speaks about this, this is a very niche boutique
Yeah.
environment that we're talking about. And the gut and the gut-skin, gut-brain axis is being studied more and more. So we're getting all these more complicated explanations about what's actually happening at a cellular level, interleukin-6 and this kind of factor, and the biological level of what type of tumor suppressor gene is being suppressed by this ingredient. But the reality is that we need people like Laura to do the research. And I think we have brands now that we can trust where they tell us this, you know, like curcumin is a good example. It's an extraction from turmeric. We all know turmeric's good for you, but at what concentration, at what dosage should we be taking
exactly
it?
how, yeah.
So even as a doctor, I rely on the experts. And for me in clinical practice, I've really seen such a massive difference. You know, some people are treating pigmentation, only doing professional treatments in a clinic, and they take one supplement and 6 months later, their pigmentation has improved by like 50%.
Sure.
So that's a massive visual representation of what we're learning here. And I think for me, that's been a really nice learning curve.
Just lastly, very quickly, any advice for first-time supplement takers wanting to enter into this world? Because it can be a little bewildering, intimidating, if you will.
Yeah, so I think pick a concern. So if it's pigmentation, you know, focus on that. Be consistent with your supplementation. You know, there's no quick fix.
Give it time to work, yeah.
Give it time. Give it 6 to 8 weeks. Do additional combination therapies. You know, whether it's gut health or immunotherapy or pigmentation you're addressing, you know, we're always available to talk. There are a lot of healthcare professionals that are clued up when it comes to supplementation. And yeah, like see it through.
See it through. I absolutely love that, and consistency. And I love the fact that you guys are talking to each other. This is an amazing thing that we don't live in, and this exists within the medical space as well. We're not in one lane. If you're a specialist there, you need to connect with the specialist there. We need to be talking, because ultimately it is one system. From gut health to glowing skin, we've explored the very powerful connection between what's happening inside and what reflects on the outside and how we feel. So for more information on the perfect products for you and your journey, you can visit PHYTOCEUTICS.com to find out a whole lot more.
Optimize your gut health with PHYTOCEUTICS range of pre, pro, and postbiotics. Use code EXPRESSO for 15% off at PHYTOCEUTICS.com.